Last time I reviewed something, it was a weird 10-year-old video game, which is fine, but if you listen to our podcast, be sure to listen to our episode 2 of Reviews vs. the World podcast, in which we talk about animation. Link in the description below where you can find out more about the podcast. Otherwise, listen to any episode. I'll probably talk about anime in there. Back to the review. You know that I love me anime something good. That's why this week I'm going to give you the review of what could be the best anime series around. This week it's Reviews vs. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Are you in here messing up your dad's study again? And Ed, you know better than to scribble on the floor.
Yeah, but it's not scribbling. Here, watch.
Oh my, that's alchemy, isn't it?
Full Metal Alchemist is a manga comic book that ran for a total of 27 volumes from 2001 until 2010 and went on to spawn a light novel, several video games, 2 movies, and more importantly, 2 anime television series, of which I am reviewing one of. The series in question is 2009's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, as opposed to the 2003 version simply titled Full Metal Alchemist. The distinction here is important because the 2003 version ran for 51 episodes, and while it ran at the same time as the book was being printed, it severely veered away from the source material. Brotherhood, on the other hand, ran for a total of 64 episodes and directly follows the events of the manga.
Anyway, looks like I'll need a weapon.
With that information, it's clear to see why Full Metal Alchemist Brothers in the Hood has better animation than its predecessor. Having already been established as a highly profitable series, there were no expenses cut this time around. Full Metal Alchemist Brothers in Blood starts when Edward Elric, voiced by Vic Mignogna, and his younger brother Alphonse try to resurrect their deceased mother. Creating human life is the greatest alchemical taboo that can be done, and in the process, Alphonse loses his body and Ed his right arm and left leg. The brothers then embark on a quest to return their bodies to normal and are ensnared into a plot to stop a mysterious figure named Father from gaining infinite power. Throughout their journey, the brothers are accompanied by a large cast of characters like ninjas, chimeras, powerful alchemists, and fan favorite Winry, amongst even more notable female characters. As colorful as the whole cast is, the main characters have their own special characteristics. Ed bears automail prosthetics to help him move, and being a genius level alchemist at such a young age. Younger brother Alphonse, after losing his body, is strapped in a hollow suit of armor, and Winry is a prodigious mechanic and inventor.
I couldn't get through this far if I was regular sized. Lucky I've got a small body. Oh no! I just got myself a tiny little pipsqueak!
There's a lot to say about Full Metal Alchemist Brothers in Arms, so we're going to cut straight to the chase. This show is funny, serious, emotional, full of action, and it's pretty smart to boot. The humor in this show is well timed and consistent. You're guaranteed a good laugh in most of the episodes, especially when it comes to Edward. Ed is a stubborn character and bears a Napoleon complex due to his short height, and anytime his height is mentioned, he explodes in a fit of comedic rage.
Liar! You want to keep it for yourself, don't you? So you can use it on your bodies. That's right. And so you can try to bring your mother back again.
You shut up! People don't come back from the dead, Rose. Not ever.
There's a lot that happens behind the scenes of the brothers' journey from artificial humans based on the 7 deadly sins, the brutality of war, and even subjects of religion, human sacrifice, and racism. These subjects are handled as seriously as possible, and they are never taken lightly. The great thing about a long series like this one is that viewers are given a long time to really bond and care for the characters, making each tribulation and death feel even heavier than normal. From the moment the series starts, we feel the pain of the brothers' loss, the fear of facing true death, and the love of family that saves them time and time again.
He said that they had a strong lead, singular tense, on a few suspects, multiple suspects, which leads me to believe they suspect a group is responsible. And his obstinate refusal to talk, even though I ordered him to.
The show is also smart, not just in its content, but in the characters themselves. This is a serious story with consequences, and each character involved is mature and intelligent. Characters dissect speech to pick up clues, conspiracies are hidden and uncovered, and alchemy is a science. This particular science requires the user to know the chemical makeup of the object that they are going to transmutate. This is an aspect that's often brought up in the show and used as a plot device as well. Another benefit from the length of the series is that these characters grow, and we get to see them grow, especially Ed and Winry. Ed grows in height, his shoulders broaden and features sharpen as the series progresses. Winry grows emotionally as she deals with her parents' death and the consequences of war.
I think that the kind of dedication you show to reading is a talent all on its own. And besides that, your memory is incredible. You should have more faith in yourself.
Any problems that the series had, it had in the 2003 Full Metal Alchemist version, meaning that any filler arcs are gone and we have a much tighter and cleaner pace to the whole series. However, if I was going to nitpick any aspect of the series, it would be Alphonse's voice. It has a pingy, echoey sound to it every time he speaks from the armor, and it goes through phases where it becomes annoying to eventually being tuned out when it started out as a fantastic effect to the character at the beginning of the series. It should also be noted that the series does contain scenes and images which could be considered graphic and gory, and the series does have, for the most part, PG-13 language.
The blood of several races flows within you, and with that comes varying strengths and values. You can see this country in a way that others cannot. I was born and raised in Amestris. In order to lead, I need someone with your eyes. Now shut up and follow me, Miles. Understood?
This is a fantastic and emotional journey of 64 episodes from dark beginnings to a gripping final battle. The series caters to teens and adults and has heavy, serious subjects, but never gets so depressing that it loses its sense of humor. This is why Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood receives an arbitrary number rating of 7 deadly sins out of 7. It's a little hard to recommend any specific episodes since the series is a full narrative. Every episode relies on the last one before it, and the series contains hardly any Villain of the Week single type episodes. However, if there is any one episode I would recommend to anybody, it would be episode 4. Sweet baby! Episode 4 of Full Metal Alchemist Up in the Hood will make you cry. This is the infamous Chimera episode and encompasses the feel of the entire series. It has tender loving moments to one of the darkest character developments and deaths of the whole series.
I did it, boys. I finally did it. A chimera that understands human speech. Here, let me show you. Listen to me. That person over there, that's Edward.
That person, Ed.
However, if you have finished the 64 episode series and you still want some more Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in your life, feel free to check out the movie Full Metal Alchemist The Sacred Star of Milos. It takes place halfway through the series and doesn't interfere with the main plot, so you can watch it during or after. It's just a fun little diversion. That's all we have for you this week. Join us as we return next week with another installment of Reviews vs. the World. And be sure to listen to our podcast in which we talk about anything and everything. Also, be sure to check out the description below for links to episodes, the podcast, and to find out where you can support Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Catchphrase! Because Brady won't give us one.
We're reviews.